How you doing, YouTube? Matt Nassa Beer Reviews. Back with some summer chuggers. Hopeful summer chugger goodness in the form of Hofbräu's Session Lager. 3.3% sun, low calories, low carb. They have a little bit of nutritional information on here. Listen, you know me. You know how I roll. I love me my summer chuggers. And, yeah, chomping at the bit to review this sucker. I had one of these, actually. My buddy Chris, he came down for my son's party, Micah's little birthday or meet and greet jam, and he brought one of these. Ever since then, I actually wanted to pick these up, and I couldn't find them. Honestly, stopped at a couple different places, couldn't find it anywhere, and then finally stumbled across it today. What do? I get home, I sit down, I go, wait a minute, I type it in. They actually tell you where all the places you can buy it at, and I'm a dummy. Anyway, like I said, Session Lager, 3.3%, as you can see, a hazy jam. It says, unfiltered truth of minimal alcohol, but maximum taste. Get the crisp and refreshing flavor of Bavarian hops, balanced with the subtle aroma of barley malts. Easy drinking, easy going, easy Bavarian. Why you just drink one when you could have a whole Hofbräu session? Yeah. They talk about, let's see, servings per container, 1.4. That's nice. Amounts per serving. Alcohol, 3.3. Calories, 89. 6 grams of carbs. Label-wise, it's Hofbräu, man. Classic. Beer-wise, looks beautiful. I mean, that head just sitting there beautifully retained and just screaming at you to be huffed and drank at. Index finger, white as white could be. And that rich, kind of straw-like, kind of almost like hazy IPA, hazy pale ale kind of vibe to it. It definitely has that part of that unfiltered lager going on. So let's get an aroma. About 5 months on it, but it should be okay. Let's get a nose. Grains. Really, really grain forward. Like almost at a point where it's like NA grainy. And when I say NA grainy, I mean non-alcoholic graininess. A lot of non-alcoholic beers have this kind of undercooked kind of grain to it. It has this going a little bit here, but it's not as in your face as those non-alcoholic beers. Yeah, I mean, there is a soft sweetness there. There's a touch of a tannic, kind of like bittering, but it really is that graininess. A little bit of kind of crackery, but a little bit undercooked kind of graininess. Doesn't smell negative by any stretch of imagination. Doesn't really have a big lager nose to it either. This comes off as a nice little crusher beer. Let's dive in. Cheers. That's not too shabby, to be perfectly honest with you. We're talking about a 3.3% lager. You're definitely getting a nice pop of bitterness for its ABV level. It definitely comes off as that traditional kind of, German style kind of lager. Nothing too aggressive, but a nice pop of bitter in there, Zazie kind of vibes to it. That graininess that I got in the nose that has that slightly kind of undercooked, slightly toasty thing kind of comes through even bigger in the actual taste. I shouldn't even say bigger. I would say just as the star of the show, as the nose would lead you to believe. It's got this really nice kind of cool trick where it's pulling off a soft kind of subtle mouthfeel to it, but it's also crispy and clean like a lager. I could drink a bunch of these. Absolutely could drink a bunch of these. I'm going to drink a bunch of these. I bought 2 4-packs. 2 4-packs cost me like, I don't know, $17. So it's like something like $8 and change. A 4-pack. And honestly, as a summer crusher, this is actually probably one of the better ones I've had in a specific way. Is it one of the best sub 4% beers I've had? And let's just cut to the chase there, because that's really what this conversation is about. A little bit of doughy maltiness to it, but it has a nice soft, subtle crackeriness to it. Nice pop of bittering on there. Comes off neither overtly sweet or overtly bittering. You wouldn't expect that with ABV level, but I would say it probably balances pretty well between the two. It's one of the better lagers I've had as of late. It's in the conversation. It's not up towards the top. It's not Mount Rushmore status. Let's start whittling that back. Is it one of the better sub 4? Yeah, maybe a little bit higher sub 3. Still eking towards the top a little bit more. Still not Mount Rushmore status for me. But where this one kind of lays, and where I think this beer would really kind of land for me, is in like a, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know what the word would be for this, but I've talked about it previously. if I'm going to drink session beers all day, I'm going to do a barbecue, going to do a family function, that kind of thing. I'm cool with drinking one specific beer. And I'm like, okay, that's cool. I can dig that. But sometimes I want to do this kind of journey up and down, like a carousel, and that's where this one would fit. And by that, I mean, I would buy a couple 4-packs of this. I'd buy a couple 4-packs of a really clean, crisp, low ABV lager. I'd buy maybe a subtle little kind of soft, maybe hopped lager or pale ale at low ABV, and then get something a little bit more robust. Maybe eke it up to about 5%, give me a cane sneak box, something along those lines, and do that lager to this beer to the pale to that a little bit more hoppier jam, and then rinse repeat from the beginning to the end and do this kind of cycle back and forth. That's where this beer sits perfectly for me, because I think it's really tasty. It's really well made. It's not the best beer in the history of mankind. I'm curious to see what this actually drinks like when it's fresher. Like I said, it was from January, so we're already about 6 months deep on this. But it is a low ABV unfiltered lager. It should be able to hold that amount of time. I wonder if they have a Best Buy on this. See, they actually have an expiration date of 1 year in this, so we're easily within that kind of mind or time frame. So yeah, I think it's tasty. I think it's fun. For, $8 a 4-pack of super summer crushers, you're going to be hard pressed to find something remarkably better than this. And it just comes off really tasty. Traditional German low ABV jams. Hofbräu. They're probably going to be Austrian now. Munich. There you go. Brewed according to Reinheitsgebot. Imported in Nevada. There you go. So, there you go. That's the review. If you like what we like this, I didn't say that part. If you like low ABV crushers, how's that? Hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Down there if you want to talk about it. Let me know if you've had this. Curious. You can do it all down there. And Massive Beers if you want to check me out doing the social media stuff. Beer Massif. If you want to check me out doing the whole podcasting thing. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Hopefully you're enjoying a little session jam right now. Hopefully see you next time. Cheers.